Hello YouTube, this is Rhino Dan, and I'm with Tier 1 Defense, our Airsoft team, and we are doing our own version of the roundtable of what happened today at Camp Pendleton. So, D01, take us away.
It's John from Tier 1 Defense. Let's do a little introductions around.
I'm Michael.
And Kronos.
Yeah, we started off, we're here in San Diego, or actually Oceanside right now, at the hotel after a full day of Airsoft at Camp Pendleton. It was called Range R131 or 131. This is a full-size mount facility. If you guys don't know what mount is, it's a military urban operation training center. Right, so there's an acronym behind it and what it is, and it's actually where the Marines do a lot of their training. I guess we found out they have, did you hear how many of those they have on the base?
No.
There's a bunch, I know.
Yeah, I heard someone saying that there's multiple ones.
Yeah, I guess last year they were at another range, and they were at this one this year, so it was good size. What was your initial thoughts when we pulled up?
Really, really well built, really interesting structures, realistic, not just cargo containers stacked on top of each other like some places have, which is not
plywood.
It's not bad. Yeah, not plywood, actual like cinder block buildings with actual cement stairs and steel ladders, a sewer system.
Yeah, actually the sewer system was pretty amazing because I think just the different levels to the field were awesome. You know, there's a lot of realism in having
Hotel was
multiple-story
like
buildings.
5 stories.
Yeah,
I
it was
guess
a
you
roof
hear about
access.
it in video games, right? I guess we're all like gamers, you know, Airsoft people,
Yeah.
we're all gamers about verticality within,
Yeah.
you know, Call of Duty, when you went from having single story maps to multiple stories, and the more stories you tack on top of each other, you have the more angles of attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was one of a big takeaways. We was like, whoa, this is bigger than the pictures.
Yeah, it definitely was.
And it was very complex for me. So as a paintball player, it's very one-dimensional. You know, it's like a chessboard. So you got your 50 line, and you got your edges, and the tournament whistle goes, and you attack. And then there's no attacking from above or from below. Like I actually got shot through the stairway. Which I didn't even I blew my mind. I was like, damn, I didn't even know what to do. It was like, I'm dead, obviously.
Yeah, I think the big thing was in the first part of getting past starting of the game, I think immediately we all realized that you guys don't know murder holes, right? That is the term I think I will remember for a long time now, and how serious murder holes are, right?
Yeah.
And really affected the way the gameplay, where you can get ambushed and not know where it's coming from, and then be behind cover, and it definitely changed the way you had to move.
Yeah. Oh, and side note, murder holes at this field at least are part of the wall where a block has been removed, and you can actually see in and out of.
Oh, thanks for clarifying that, right? If you don't know what murder holes
Yeah.
are, right?
So you
can look it up, Google what a murder hole is.
So
right?
there'll be a 2-story building or more, and there'll be all these little holes in it, and people inside can get an angle on you, and they can shoot at you when you're walking by.
Yeah, it's very hard to see them, right? Because they're in shade and cover, it's dark, right?
And what makes the murder hole really dangerous is that the other person on the other side, you don't even know it's there because it's pitch black. All you see is like a dark shadow. You don't see them at all.
Yeah.
So you don't know if there's anybody occupying the murder hole. You don't know if you don't know anything. It's just
You just have to assume that there's someone in those holes, and I think I think when we started off, it was a cool presentation. Where at the game there was 150 people on site, so the scenario was a three team scenario on a pretty linear game map, right? You know, pretty narrow per se for fields.
Kind of like Nuketown. So if you ever played Call of Duty and you played Nuketown, it was kind of like that, but a little bit bigger. So you had both ends were mirrored, and then you had a choke point in the middle, like the school bus.
Yeah, it definitely came to like a pinch,
Yeah.
right? Where it narrowed in the center and flared out to these like circles on the end, kind of like a dog bone type of shape.
Yeah.
That would be the field.
Yeah.
And when we hooked right, we ran into that police station.
Yeah, police station.
Let's talk about the police station.
So just to give you an image of what the police station looks like. So it's a four-sided building, and there's one big side that has a ton of windows, right? And they open, and you can shoot out of them. And then the sides of them are no windows or a couple windows, but a ton of murder holes. So you can't really approach it safely. It's really easy to defend.
Yeah, it's talking about multiple stories too. So this is, you know.
Yeah, then they had like a height advantage shooting down at you.
Yeah, so they were actually up on the grade of the hill too. So they had a little bit of a downslope coming down into you, and but they did, and we really got hung up on that as their respawn. We later find out that where was their respawn? It was like
it was right next to it or something.
Yeah, it's like
right
so there, right?
As you killed them, they just went back to their respawn and retook it over.
So I guess that's another good point for part of the game was the medic roll. It was something we don't normally play with at our game. What did you think about playing with medic roll?
The medic roll was pretty cool because, you know, I've played the games with medics before, but in this one the medics actually had to come up to you, you know, and put a zip tie on you. So there's some interaction involved there. It wasn't just a quick like tap, you count to 5 and you're back in.
And medic has limited zip ties.
Yeah, they have a certain amount of zip ties. When they ran out, they would have to resupply. So that was kind of cool because it added a little bit of realism.
The resupply and having the limited amount of zip ties made it so you couldn't like spam it, right?
Yeah.
Right, like Dan up on there, but we'll get to that later. We'll get to
we
that.
still did though.
We'll get to that later. He used all of them in that guy's pouch, right?
We just talked about it between 3 people for a while.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in the second part, but really getting down into that trying to get to that police station. I think we didn't personally make it down into the tunnels, but I heard other teams, of the 3 teams, made it down into the sewer tunnels.
Well, when we were on top of the building with the yellow windows, I can't remember what that building was called, next to the hotel, we could see the SOCOM team, one of the enemy teams, lifting up the sewer and then going in, like one after another, and so we started shooting at them.
Yeah, and some of the sewer has exits inside some of the basements of the buildings, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was strategically. You knew like which the buildings were, but so there was. I talked to some guys. I didn't make it down just to explore them a little bit in the beginning before the game started, but
yeah, me too.
Game style during the day, we were like, hey, we're gonna stay up and stay on the outside on the fight. But really, there were some crazy changes of altitude. Right?
One cool thing about the sewers is that there's over a mile worth of sewer tunnels at that location.
Yeah, I was a little confused. Like when we went down
like
there,
1.5 or 1.9 or something more than a mile. They were saying.
Wow.
We went down there, and it was a little intimidating when we went down there
tough
to
to get
explore, right?
Because they're
not that big, right? You definitely gotta.
They're small, and if you don't know where to go out, like there's openings on the street level, like the sewer grates. But one person is not strong enough to lift that. Well, maybe a really big guy.
Maybe Dan can get it up
like
there.
Lift it up because it's a steel thing and it weighs like at least 50 pounds or more, like probably like 90 pounds or more. And so being on a ladder and then lifting and pushing that off is for me impossible. So not being able to find your way out of there would really suck.
Yeah, totally. So that was some interesting gameplay. I think some teams took advantage of it, you know, and. But we really ran into where we got to the point that in our first round, it's like we're not gonna take this police station, right? So there was a point made in our squad. Okay, we're not gonna take the police station. Let's go. Where else can we wreak havoc? And we moved in. We were Black Widow squad. I think we moved into okay, how can we just keep as mobile and cause as much chaos as we can on the field? And we were moving all over the field, taking building from building, and